Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the weekend review of the Dutch Grand Prix, round 13 of the FIA Formula One World Championship in 2021. I hope you guys are all doing well. Before we get started, competition obviously going at the minute. All you have to do is be in the comments, tune in, watch the stream, and you get your chance to win the brand new Man United top, right? 2021-22 top, sorry. Right. Bruno Fernandes on the back. Yeah. Right. Fernandes, whatever you want to call him. Right. Official. It is an official licensed product, by the way. Right. So, yeah. Brand new shirt you could win to one lucky viewer in the comments, and I could announce that either this stream, next stream, or in any of the streams till Friday, I could possibly announce it. So you have to tune in to make sure that you get your chance to win before you miss out. So, yeah, obviously, the Dutch Grand Prix. So, obviously, everyone was going to be rooting for Max Verstappen in this Dutch Grand Prix. It's a Grand Prix they've been trying to get organised for a while. It was going to start last year, but obviously due to COVID, it was cancelled. Yeah, so it's definitely a Grand Prix that yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's definitely a Grand Prix that it's been wanting to be done for a long time, and it has been. And you can tell it was a massive event for everyone in Holland or Netherlands. All the Dutch fans turned out, the orange Dutch fans, right, with their flares, their banners, their everything, turning out, and you had obviously rooting for Max Verstappen. No, they're not rooting for McLaren; they're rooting for Max Verstappen. So, and Max Verstappen delivered. There was such pressure on him going into this weekend to deliver the result that they wanted, and he did in the end. He managed to deliver the result that he wanted. They all wanted him to deliver in this Grand Prix. In this Grand Prix, sorry, right, which is pole position. I think, yeah, well, no, sorry, pole position, won the race. The only thing he didn't get was fastest lap, which was done by Lewis Hamilton right at the end. And despite whatever he think Mercedes threw at him, he had an answer for everything, and fair play to him. And he takes the lead in the championship he's now 3 points ahead in the championship as we move on to Monza, which is going to be a close race again. I was hoping that Mercedes could be stronger down there. They've always been strong in the Italian Grand Prix, especially with their power unit. We also know that Verstappen's going to have to take an engine penalty at some point, because they're on their last engine, and we still got so many races to go. So at some point, they're going to have to take a penalty to get a new engine in, because it's not going to last the rest of these races. He's still got another 23, so it's 9 races approximately still. I don't think every race is going to be done. I think there's going to be a knockdown to 22 or 21, but still, there's still not enough. There's still not enough to be able to cover it. So they're going to need to take a penalty at some point. So, yeah. Just excuse me now. Let's shut the door. Shut the door. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to cover it. Simple as that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season pans out. Definitely. It's always going to be interesting to see how the season pans out. Always has done. This one's going to the wire. We now know that Bottas is going to Alfa Romeo at the end of the season. He's not staying at Mercedes for 2022, which obviously means that Russell's going to take that position. And we just did a news stream about it. and Bottas still remaining that he wants to be part of this team to try and win this championship for him. So there's no animosity there. There's no like bitterness or anything like that. So that's good on that front. So um, and we'll have to see how this pans out. I think Lewis. I was expecting Lewis to be the strongest in this one. I was expecting Lewis to pull something out the bag, and I think he nearly did in qualifying, but I think he would have been struggling in the race if so, if that was the case. We've got Brother John here. How are you, mate?
Hey mate, hope you're good. Greetings to you, good people. Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. What do you make of the Grand Prix?
Wow, to be honest, I came into this weekend very pessimistic, after, like, I'm sure you would not blame me at all. After watching that quali, and it reminded me of the Spanish Grand Prix, whereby, Red Bull was outclassed in terms of strategy, whereby Max was sitting duck, and it's like not having Perez up there with Max, against the Mercedes, gave Mercedes the license to pit whenever they wanted, having to detect what they can do. And we all know that Max previous years has got what it takes to compete against Sir Lewis. But the problem was that Sir Lewis could preserve his tires much more than Max. But I was very skeptical. I'm sure you still recall the predictions of quali, and even the result, because initially I was like, quali, I think it's going to be Max finishing fourth. But of course we had a surprise, and I was really happy, to be honest, really buzzing, especially there's no good moment to make it count than in your home Grand Prix. Like I'm sure you recall, was it at Silverstone when Sir Lewis won, and he was running around, celebrating. So it's really good, and I'm happy that at least we're now leading, of course, by 3 points, but it's something positive in the right direction, especially if we take into account
Mm.
like what happened in Spa, which was not fair, but of course, happy that at least my mate Max benefited to be
D-
benefited, yeah. But I'm buzzing, to
yeah,
be honest.
yeah, of course. I mean, like Max Verstappen had all that pressure and was managing to cope with all that pressure. I mean, it's
Yeah,
that stadium is more like a bowl of Dutch fans of
yeah,
the
true.
Dutch orange, and he
Yeah, the
managed to
orange
cope with that
army.
really really well. I
Yeah,
just
really.
wanted that like the start, like during the Grand Prix and like the start of the Grand Prix, there was like obviously the Dutch fans with their flares letting off the flares, right, which has
Yeah,
always been a spectacle. But some of them are like literally right next to the circuit.
yeah,
Is would you say that's a massive problem? Because to me, that was always going to cause a problem. It was
very much,
always, and for me,
very
like you saw some of it, and it was getting quite like misty over the circuit. And I'm like, the drivers
dangerous for the
struggle to,
drivers. Yeah,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, should there be more control about these flares going off? Because if they cover the circuit with mist, right, they're gonna have to call the session off because the drivers can't see. So
Mm,
yeah,
you
that
know,
throws
like,
up this question for me. And
yeah,
go on.
like I'm just saying, with what you said, I totally agree with you. And even, going into race day, FIA had actually say that there are not going to be any flares, but to my surprise, like we all saw that almost everyone in orange was like had those plays. And I'm happy with what FIA has been doing like in terms of safety, they're doing it in the right direction. Like even if you take a look at what, like after what happened to Checo and also what happened to Norris, like last Grand Prix at Spa, and for them to say, like we're not racing, that was good. But now, like I really do think that, like a lot has to be done rather than us, rather than for the FIA, like to be reactive, maybe after a big incident has happened, like then they say, okay, like we're now making it strict, because I know that yes, it was banned, but now just see what happened, like it can affect a driver. So for me, this is very, very dangerous, and like you could see even it, like going on the track. So I really do think that FIA has to be aggressive and something has to be done before maybe we lose a driver, or before like something tragic happens on the track. I totally agree with you. Not to be reluctant. It should not be just words, 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 but rather than, like walk the talk rather than the words, to be honest, because that's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. I
and
think this.
and even Max should had, like I really think that, like is like I recall what you said last time, that like whereby everyone is like like those racist slurs, towards like Lewis, and you're saying Max was just quiet, 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 and like Max
No, to
being
be
such a
fair,
public figure.
to be fair, the fans have been the fans were very, very good. The
What
fans
an
were very
atmosphere.
good. Like
Yeah,
the atmosphere was quality. They were very respectful to Lewis as well. There
yeah,
wasn't
no booing at
no
all.
booing or anything like that. It was very, very good. And the Dutch fans, I think, right, made it such a spectacle.
Yeah.
Some sort of spectacle they've never seen before, to be honest. So yeah, man, it's been uh yeah, for me, it's been it's been an absolute success, this Grand Prix, and I'm sure it's going to get
Yeah,
bigger and better the longer it stays in F1. And it's always nice to
yeah,
go back to like an old circuit that's been on the calendar before. Obviously, they've revamped the
yeah,
circuit. For me, the circuit though didn't help in terms of the actual race. Though the
yeah,
race was
yeah,
very boring.
yeah.
It was very, very boring. It was very boring.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Okay. Like, what's the definition of boring? Because like many people say boring that there was no red flag, maybe there was no incident, something like that. Like, what's the definition of boring? Because for me, I really was intrigued in terms of the strategy. Like Red Bull. Like for example, like being baited in terms of creating such a huge distance. Between Lewis and Max, and like if you go fast, like you're going to like have tire wear. So like like Lewis picks first, then Max. Like I think that was interesting for me. Okay, for me as a Red Bull fan, it was very interesting because of the strategy. Because I had all my attention towards the strategy, and also another eye on Checo. Like seeing him overtaking, saying, "Yeah, yeah, who's next? Who's next?" Like pumped
Mm.
up. As a Red Bull fan, this was good, but I understand what you're saying. It was a bad one, but for me, like for us Red Bull fans being victims, like after what happened, was it the Spanish? It was the Spanish, right? Whereby like we're totally outclassed. You got Max against the two Max, so like the two Mercedes. So
Mm.
for me, it was really interesting. But I understand as a Mercedes and even as a Ferrari or McLaren, I'm sure it was boring.
Yeah, I mean it was always going to be a tricky decision. No, for me, it was always going to be like I think for that whole race, the way the whole was set up. I mean, unless you had a distinct pace advantage, you weren't going to get past someone very quickly, and
Yeah, very.
we didn't. There you go. So it was very, very boring. I'm trying to sit there trying to commentate it, and it's like, well, they're just going, it's just going, it's a procession. There's not much going on. Mercedes, though, they didn't use their strategy very well. They had two drivers that
Exactly.
they could have used very well, and there was an window of opportunity where they could undercut. And what they did is they pit too early for me. They
Yes.
pitted way too early, and it
Way too
left them
early. And
left them behind traffic, which meant that Verstappen could usually. He was close. I'd say Hamilton was closer, but no,
he was
actually no, he was further away. He was further away the second time pit stop. The first pit
very
stop, you
much.
could tell if he wasn't slow in the pit stop,
Yeah, he
and
was very
also he'd
slow.
actually, yeah, and he didn't
It was a 3.5, right? 3.6, 3.5, right?
3 point. Well, even then, if he had a slow pit stop and he had and he had the outlet that he did, he would have
Yeah,
easily jumped him actually, and you could see the undercut had such a dramatic effect.
very
So,
much.
um, the next pit stop that we saw, the next time they came in for a stop, the two stop, it didn't.
Bottas got into
Yeah, but it didn't work because they
it.
got out in
Didn't.
traffic, so it ended up further away. So
Yeah.
yeah, so in the end, it was a complete disaster and complete cock up by Mercedes and their in
Yeah,
the way
true.
they're yeah
To be honest, yeah, to be honest, for me, I think that luck was like it was all about luck because like you see, even like when Max pitted, right? He was not affected with traffic, just like but not as compared as to Lewis, whereby every time he pitted, when he goes out, okay, like let's take out the effect of the slow pit stop, which is very rare from Mercedes, right? And of course, Red Bull was going to punish, like was definitely going to punish, Mercedes for that. I'm sure you still recall whereby Checo had that slow pit
mm,
stop and were punished when Bottas went in. But to be honest, I really do think that it was all about luck. But one thing that I do not understand is that with the early pit stop, even the second one, now putting mediums. I understood, yes, they put mediums because like they are like saying, okay, well, like we have two cars against one Red Bull car, but like we can might as well just pit whenever we want. But now the thing is that why did Bottas pit very early after having such a late pit stop? I just
yeah,
don't understand what happened.
yeah.
And
I
even
don't understand, but look.
yes, and
In the
even
end,
yeah,
in the end, it was a Mercedes cock up. Mercedes cocked it up,
definitely,
didn't they? So
definitely,
so
definitely,
they
we're there for the taking.
in hindsight, they'll be looking at that and trying to say, yeah, I mean, the Stappen could have been there for, yeah, like you said, for taking,
Yeah.
and but hindsight's a wonderful thing. But look,
Okay.
it is a wonderful thing, isn't it? So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I want to move. I want to move on to Mick Schumacher and the
Ah,
Hasses. Now, the reason I want to do that is because Mick Schumacher was very, very unhappy. Even Perez was very, very unhappy with Nikita Mazepin during Grand
true.
Prix
Because he cooked up.
because he cut
Yeah.
across Perez in the braking zone. He nearly forced Mick
Imagine.
Schumacher into the wall.
No,
For
like
me,
wasn't it?
the
Wasn't it?
Mazepin shouldn't have
Yeah.
been F1 at all. But
She's
mate,
not at all.
this guy is just dangerous beyond belief. Like, how can you do
Hmm.
that to your own? How can you do that to your own teammate? You know what I
Like,
mean?
yeah, yeah, true.
It's stupid. It's
Very so
stupid. It's
stupid.
stupid. It's
Like it seems that like with everyone, even if you take a look at what happened in Quali, whereby he ruined like was it Sebastian Vettel's Quali? Like you still recall like what happened on Saturday. Like was it uh Q3 whereby Sebastian Vettel was already out due to like the recklessness. To be honest, like I understand. Like it just shows that if you have money, you can just do whatever you want. But I just don't understand that, like why does not like why doesn't like the FIA, stamp their authority? Because
Yeah,
to be honest, like I really do think that, like people are later going to take a stand, maybe when it's already too late, or perhaps maybe we lose a life. Because I understand that, like maybe if it happens once, maybe it happens twice, okay, that's okay. But now when it's always occurring and occurring and occurring, like you have the moment whereby every race or quali or even practice is always spinning. That's fine, right? Just like spin order, right? Always spinning,
yeah,
right?
it's been
But
over.
yes,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. But now Yuki does not, like put other drivers' lives at risk. Cause
he
just take
does.
a look.
Yeah, we know he doesn't. I mean, like we don't. That's that. He never
Uh,
will. So
and you know what, Steven, like
you know
I
what I
always
mean.
ask
It's
myself a question. Steven, I always ask myself a question to say, let's say if Checo did not fry his, like his hard tire, right? I wonder which position was he going to finish on, you know? Because like after that like incident with Mazepin, he later went to change his tires because they were already done for, But for me, I'm just saying that, like something has to be done. But as Sir Lewis once said, cash is king. And it's true. Cash is king. But it's unfortunate that, like we're just complaining and
yeah,
complaining, but like they always but no action, To be honest, it's really frightening.
yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, uh, someone needs to really sort of give him a beating and sort of no, not beating, but like a telling off to. You know what I mean? He needs to properly be taught to. I'm gonna move on because I don't want to be on this too long,
Okay.
and I'm gonna move on
Of course you don't
to.
want to. Definitely, I don't blame you, mate.
It's not because of that. What are you on about?
Okay.
It's not because of that. No, 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 no.
Oh,
It's not because
okay,
of that at
okay,
all. What are you on
okay.
about? Honestly, I
Okay,
honestly, I just jump to conclusions, mate. That's what you do. Is jump to
okay. I take
conclusions.
it back. I take it back. I come
Yeah,
in
yeah.
peace.
You better take it. You better take it back. Yeah, you better take it back. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
anyway, we're
Mm,
gonna move on,
yeah.
and we're gonna move on to uh, what are we thinking? We need to move on to.
Please, Ferrari, please, Ferrari.
No, we need to move on to driver rating. Sorry.
Ah, okay, driver, please.
Driver and team ratings. You know what I mean? So driver
Yeah.
and team ratings. Uh, let's share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. Here we go. Dun-dun-dun. Reset. Right.
Okay,
First of all, got to add a row below. Right. Sorry.
no worry.
Mazza spins
Mother's bin
level.
should be in his own league.
He is in his own league, so we're just gonna put him there to start off with. Next we're gonna go from top to bottom. We're gonna go from bottom to top. Sorry, bottom
Okay.
to top. So let's look at the F1 uh, F1 result. So let's have a look at the last result. Right, so we're gonna start with Sonoda, Spinoda, as we
Ah,
call him.
very, very bad to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very poor, very poor.
He's got a very good car, but I don't know.
It's extremely
And
poor.
like being in the Red Bull
Yeah,
program,
you've been in the
that
Red Bull
they're
program. You
yes,
expect better. You
they
expect better.
yes, they're unforgiving. They're unforgiving. Like it won't surprise me
That's
if
no. I don't think he'd be dropped. I don't think he'd be dropped. No, no, no.
why.
He won't be dropped. He won't be dropped. Right.
Say Albon does not get, like the Williams, and definitely I know that he's not going to get that seat. Definitely, there's no way that he's going to be given that seat. Why can't he go and like in the in the AlphaTauri seat. Why? Or maybe, perhaps, maybe, like you got Yuri, or you got Liam. Like we're doing very good. Like in F2. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's move on. Like it's a debate for next time. Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I know.
Right, we're gonna go. For me, yeah. So that's extremely poor. We're gonna move on to Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher started from the pit lane. Wasn't gonna get much higher than 18th, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with the car that he has. Do you reckon that if he's given
poor,
a very good car, poor? Do
poor,
you
but
really think that?
yeah,
Okay, just say okay, because like already the car, we all know.
the car is
But
struggling. I give, yeah, I would if he was, I would definitely trust me. Don't worry. George Russell DNF. How did he manage that?
yeah, DNA.
How did he manage that? Well, anyway, George Russell 17th, started 11th. Not great. That was a bit of coming back down to earth for George, wasn't it?
Back to
Right.
humble beginnings.
Yeah, that's very poor from him, to be honest. A
Mm.
bit of coming back down to earth on that one. Latifi, his teammate. Again, I put them both at the same level, right? Kubica, who was standing in for Kimi Raikkonen, who had tested positive for COVID-19, and I hope he gets better, by the way. Please do smash the like button, share the stream, please, if you can. Please do share the stream. Please do get people watching on all platforms, especially on YouTube. It helps us greatly. I will be also posting this up as like a pre-recording later. So Cubica 15th. What are we doing?
Wow.
For me, Kubica 15th. It's poor from him.
It's very poor.
I'm gonna. We've still got Kimi Raikkonen's things. I'll use him as Kimi, Kimi's profile.
Okay.
It's very poor from him, Kubica. I was expecting more, but part of me thinks his disability is hindering his performance, because I didn't remember him being this bad, not at all. So that's for me. That's the reason. That's for me a reason why we have this problem with Kubica. I'm gonna move on to Giovinazzi, who's his teammate. Giovinazzi, I would say, gets a poor.
Poor, because he started on 7th, right?
Yeah.
Was it 7th? Yeah.
Yeah.
And after first lap, he was 10th.
If that's very poor then.
Very
That's
poor.
very poor. So Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin. Sebastian Vettel. I was gonna say very poor. I mean, he spun halfway through the race, for God's sake. Right, which cost him a number of positions. So yeah, that you don't spin during the Grand Prix. Right? You just don't do it. So Lance Stroll, his teammate, in 12th, and don't forget Vettel had a good qualifying. Stroll in 12th. It's a poor showing from. Whoops, sorry, 1-1. It's a poor showing from Stroll, isn't it? It's a bit poor. Daniel Ricciardo in 11th. Where did he start on the grid? Did he start?
Ricciardo started 8th, 9th. I don't know.
Yeah, that's poor, man. What you doing? You drop outside the points. Ricciardo, man, what is up with you? That's very poor for a McLaren driver. That is very poor. Norris gets into the points from bottom 16th, 17th.
He was 14th.
That's a good point. Look, you get jumped by your teammate. Good performance. Esteban Ocon in 9th. Came 9th. It's a good showing from him.
Yeah.
For me. Well, no, because both the Alpines were in there, weren't they? Were both Alpines in Q3, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. There's
because they're next to each other. Remember the first lap whereby they almost had
Yeah. Both. I think both are bang average. Bang average. And actually, no, Norris actually, sorry, Norris had a good. I'm gonna put him okay actually, because he nearly forced Perez off the road. Well, he did force Perez off the
Yeah,
road. So,
he
and speaking
did,
of
and
Perez, we're gonna move on
even
to Perez.
sorry, say why?
So speaking of Perez, we're moving on to Perez. We're moving
Where
on to
would you?
Perez.
Yeah, Perez. To be honest, I like he was knocked out of Q1 due to
Yeah,
traffic, and he should know better. Especially like the track, and that was disappointing. But of course, he was able to recover, scoring like finishing eighth. So yeah, I would say good, nothing, or
yeah,
even bang average because he got
yeah,
like he's got the car
yeah. Bang average. You shouldn't
bang
be
average.
qualifying.
Yeah.
Qualifying in the bottom. Getting knocked out in actually Q1 is an okay. Actually, to be
Yeah.
honest, he's lucky he's getting that.
Mhm.
Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari.
Hmm.
Another great performance by Sainz.
Yeah, but
Great,
like
good
he
performance by
finished
Sainz again.
seventh,
You know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Is yeah.
Like, bang,
He started
you
sixth,
can't,
right?
you can't have a go at him. Like, to be honest, he's been great. He's
Mm.
been great. So
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
man. You know what I mean? So uh, shit. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Anyway, but yeah, we're gonna move on to. Who are we moving on to? It was
Now Leclerc
the
after
no
Sainz.
Pierre Gasly, I believe, wasn't it?
No, Leclerc, because Pierre Gasly finished fourth.
Oh, Pierre Gasly finished fourth. It was Alonso.
No,
Sorry,
Alonso. We're not going on Alonso.
Alonso. So actually, sorry, Alonso shouldn't be there. He should be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. That's for an
Very.
Alpine, that is, by the way. We're gonna
Yeah.
move on to Leclerc.
Yep.
By Leclerc again, another solid performance by Leclerc.
Finished fifth
Fifth, yeah, good
after quali
performance.
and finished
Right,
fifth again.
pick it, and Ferrari like hit back at not McLaren for this fight for third spot. They hit
Yeah.
back at
Okay.
McLaren, who are
And a good.
fighting with. It's been a great battle between the two of them, and it's going to go down to the wire with
Very
the
much.
two teams. Pierre Gasly,
Very good.
Pierre Gasly for me gets a 9.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely sensational performance all weekend.
Mm.
You can't blame him. You can't have a go at him. Simple as that. So yeah, please do,
Cons-
please do share the stream if you're watching live. Please do watch that if you can. It's really important you do so. So yeah, so we're going to move on to Valtteri Bottas, the man who is now going to join Alfa Romeo. Valtteri Bottas, third place. Right, got fastest lap, which meant Hamilton had to pit and get the fastest lap back so he could get the extra point for Hamilton in the championship because that's more important. But Bottas, third. What do you say, man?
What was good?
Good. Good
What?
performance by Bottas. I
Yeah.
mean, I did.
Nothing much that he did. He could not even
Yeah,
hold
but he didn't
like
hold up
Max.
Verstappen. He
Yeah.
didn't hold him up very well, though, did he?
He
He
didn't
didn't
do a
hold him
good
up
job.
very well at all. If you know
Yeah.
what I mean, he didn't hold him up very well at all.
Mm.
Shit, actually.
Come on, he had vibrations and also he used tires.
It was appalling. It was appalling. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
But anyway, we're gonna move. We're gonna move to the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, right? And he tried everything in his power to try and beat Max Verstappen. He probably would have done if Mercedes had just waited a couple more laps to get in front of that in front of that traffic. But unfortunately, the second pit stop left him out in traffic, which meant he didn't get to jump Max Verstappen. He would have been in contention to, but he didn't. So yeah, he said very good. He tried everything in his power, but couldn't get anywhere. But the guy I got to give driver the weekend, well, as much as I hate to say it, it's got to be Max Verstappen.
Thank you.
Right, Max Verstappen, right? Because all that pressure on him, and he delivered. Delivered.
Definitely.
Uh,
Definitely.
so as much as I'd love to give it to Peter Gasly, because Peter Gasly did bits. You know what I mean? He did bits, absolute bits.
Yep.
So, gonna move on to the teams. After we're gonna start with Haas, which is trash. There's no
Yeah,
point, is there? You
trust.
might as well just put it in
There
there.
is no point. This season, we might as well just
Alf,
always put it,
yeah, Alfa
put them at
Romeo get an extremely poor for me.
very poor.
Yeah,
But though good
yeah,
quality, but poor
yeah.
come
I'm
Sunday.
gonna also put Williams in the
Yeah, that category too.
extremely, yeah, in that category, because that, like, they've had a car crash of they're coming back down to earth. Like, it's like a plane being shot down from the sky. Honestly,
Not one, but two cars.
we're gonna
Yeah,
go to AlphaTauri next.
yeah.
AlphaTauri.
But I would
Mm,
say good.
yeah, the AlphaTauri, I'd say good. I can't
Though
let
the
like
problem
the problem
could
was
have been high,
Spinoda.
but because of Spinoza, yeah.
Spinoda, right? Aston Martin. What you gonna give them?
Oh,
Poor,
to be honest, poor.
poor.
To be
Right, they've
honest.
dropped off. They used to be fighting. They were fighting for third last season. They're not even nowhere near it this season.
It's so
And that's what
embarrassing.
that's what happens when you don't get to copy the Mercedes.
The big message is
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not the green. No, it's the green Mercedes. Get it right. It's the green Mercedes. The green Mercedes.
Oh wow.
Oh Jesus! Honestly, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Gonna move on to Alpine. What are we giving Alpine?
Alpine. Alpine. They've been. I would
Good.
say like yeah, good. Yeah, not bang average because I wanted to see what is
Good.
after. Okay, good.
Yeah. Good for me. Um. Then we're gonna see. Where we at now? We're gonna do Ferrari. What are we giving them?
Ferrari. They're good,
Good.
and they made it count. Yeah, or even above. Good. I don't know. Good.
Okay.
Mhm.
McLaren. For me, McLaren
Ah,
have had a disaster. That is extremely poor.
yeah, very
It's a
poor.
disaster. It's a car crash.
And what a way for Ferrari to pounce on them.
Yeah. Red Bull. Like this blue little car. This here. Right. Um.
Yeah, yeah, up. Go up.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Right. You can't call yourself. How are you driver and team of the weekend? Right. But being honest, when you've got Perez cut out, beaten out, done in quali one. Very
Yeah,
good.
because it was because of traffic, mate. It was because of
No, no,
traffic.
no, 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 no,
But you know
no,
what?
no,
But you
no,
know
no.
why?
Yeah, but
But
that's still
but
the
you know
team's
why?
fault. That's still the team's fault, though.
Of course, yes,
Getting
of course.
right.
But
You've got
now, but
fucking radar.
no, definitely. But
You've
let me
got
tell you
radar.
something.
You've got radar, mate. You've got
Yeah,
radar.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
indeed. But here's the thing.
Honestly.
Here's the good thing about this is that we were bound to change the engine for Checo after the madness that Bottas created. You see, and what a good way to say, you know what? Let's just change. You know, like we have nothing to lose, and that was bold because I never saw that coming. But of course, to be honest, let me just say they were good. To be honest, because if we say very good, next time if Checo is number 4 and gets into the points again, I think it will not be fair for us to say very good. Let's just say they were good. That's the honest truth.
Right, Mercedes.
Oh, you're saying
What are we
very
doing?
good. Okay, cool.
What are we
It's okay. I
doing?
lose nothing.
What are we doing for Mercedes then? What are we doing for Mercedes?
For me, see this to be honest,
Mercedes.
because of bad strategy, because of the bad strategy that they did,
Shit.
I would say that they were just good, to be honest. And especially that, like pitting again,
For me,
what's his name?
they get an
Good.
they get a 9.
9. Why?
Right,
Explain.
right.
Come on, they've got a
We
fast car
got in
already.
qualifying second and third, right? We did not get done in
It
qualifying
is
one. If
expected,
that's the
mate.
case,
It is
if that's the case,
expected.
then Red Bull should be 7th.
No, but I'm saying, doesn't everyone know that we've got a second? Like the car was built for Max Verstappen,
Yeah,
right?
but like it's a team. You've got another driver. You may not notice this. I know it's Max
Okay,
Verstappen's team.
it's right.
You might not
It's
call it
okay.
right Max. We might call it Max Ball, right? You know what I mean? Not Red Bull, Max
But you
Ball. You know what I mean?
expected, mate. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
but
fine.
you've
That's
got
fine.
Perez, man. Come on.
Okay,
You're
it's
like
okay.
Perez is an okay, and to be
Okay,
honest, he shouldn't get
okay.
an
I'll
okay.
give
He
it
should
to
get a
you. I'll
4.
give it to you. Okay, okay. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Like
Yeah, I'll give it to
honestly,
you.
honestly, think about it, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Like this guy here
No, no, it's like yeah.
has screwed your team up.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
He screwed you
very
over.
much.
Right? Maybe you should get
Very,
someone like
very much.
Bottas. You know what I mean?
No,
Get someone like Bottas.
no,
You know, like
no,
Bottas
no.
settings. You know what I mean?
You know what? You know what? Being a fan of Pierre Gasly, right? I really wanted them to go to like Red Bull, at least being given a chance because he's scoring points. But then again, I also like on a human personal level, I also like Checo because he's a good guy. But I just hope that like it's not going to be too late with now the driver market that is like is going to leave the Red Bull family. That is what I'm just afraid of. I'm hoping that at least by 2022, no, 2023, Gasly will be given a chance because surely he has matured. He indeed has matured.
Hope so. You know what I mean?
Because
We
he's
hope
fighting
so.
Ferrari. He's like fighting Ferrari and McLaren and like winning very much. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to see. I want to try and. Uh, sorry. Just copy
Take your
that.
time.
Right. So, yes. Look. Either way, it's. Um. Yeah. It's for me. That's our ratings. Right. You can leave in the. Please put in the comments whether you disagree or agree or disagree. Leave in also like the comment section below after the video is finished if you agree or
Mm,
disagree with any of these, and what would your ratings be?
yeah.
So I obviously we know about Russell, the Bottas Russell situation, and we know what's going to come. Coming up to Monza, just a quick what your feelings are towards Monza next race before we wrap up.
Uh, y- Monza. Yeah, like I'm excited, but I think it's a track that favors the Mag cars. That's the worrying part of it. And ah, I I hope for the best, to be honest. But to be honest, it's going to be a Mercedes win. That's what I think. It's just that I'm a Red Bull fan, but I'm not too blind to see the truth. But hopefully, Red Bull will have a solution. We'll have a solution for that track. And are we? No, 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 no. We're not going to do. Like, are we going to have a sprint race there? Right? We're going to have a
Yeah,
sprint
yeah,
race.
we got to. It's a mixed up thing as
So
well.
you
We
see,
got
it's going to
yeah.
be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm telling you, especially if you think of what happened in Silverstone. Like Max finishing second, and now like later on winning the sprint race. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. This triple header has been magnificent. What a way to like to end the summer break. So it's really interesting. Won't it be good? Won't it be good that this triple header Max won it at the Belgian Grand Prix,
Yeah.
won it at the like in Netherlands, like the Dutch Grand Prix, and now win it in Italy. That would be very good. But of course, like we wait to see. I really hope he wins it because I really hope he wins it, to be honest. Because if Mercedes wins it, with you, we'll never hear the end of it, mate. We'll never hear, especially if now, like, Sir Lewis wins his third title. Like, no, like his eighth title. It's going to be something. Yeah.
Oh
So
my god,
exciting
yeah.
times.
Trust me,
Exciting times.
mate. If it happens, right, you're
Yeah.
not gonna hear the end of it. You'll never hear the.
Oh
You'll
my.
never hear the bloody
I
end of it.
hope
I'm telling you,
I
right?
hope that I'll return.
I will be insufferable. I will be
I hope.
insufferable to everyone that is against
Uh,
Hamilton, mate. I will be tweeting everyone that's against Hamilton on their Twitter feeds.
oh
Everything. I'll be
yes.
doing it, smashing it, bang, 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 bang. You be
Oh
screwed.
man.
You're all screwed when I do that. You're screwed. You're screwed. You know what I mean? You're
Oh
screwed.
man. I I just
Honestly.
hope I just hope that we won't live to see that day. Oh, I hope that Max wins it. Oh, it will be good, man. Very good, I'm telling you. But anyway, we
Please,
wait to see.
please, please win it.
Well, oh wow, this is good. Yeah,
Honestly, mate. Honestly.
yeah.
But we're gonna have to wrap it up there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. We are back. We are back to. We're back when? Yeah, I know we're back. We're
On
back at 6:30 with reaction to
England,
England's game against Andorra,
Nova.
a 4-0 bashing. So make sure you tune in for that. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.